Hi everybody, Radical Gardener, and as you can see I'm outdoors and I have really been excited to show you what I've done. It has been backbreaking, but it's so beautiful. And it's only the third week of May and I still have lots to do, but really made a dent this last week. I didn't care if it was raining, I came out and worked anyway. And I've realized in really this year that it really takes about 4 years to understand what your garden wants to be. And I'm understanding what kind of pots I should have, and just accommodating the space, and of course the GSM, grand solar minimum, and what is it that I can do in my little urban environment. And as you all know, I've watched so many British garden shows, so I'm really hooked on cottage style gardens, which is what the front of my house really looks like, and it's really coming alive now. But the back is really saved for raising vegetables. On top of that, though, I've really added a lot of flowers this year. I know that we need our bees, of course, every gardener knows that, but I just wanted to look at more flowers, and I have a tendency to go into that tropical jungle thing, which is my favorite. But so I'm going to show it to you, of course, in just a minute. The weather is just gorgeous. It's it's going to be 80 today, and I mean the skies are sky blue. No chemtrails here, folks. So it's just crystal blue. It's just beautiful. I'm sure you can see behind me. You can hear the birds twittering, and we have birds again living in the mouth of the sun, which I'll show you. Yeah, it's just really coming together. So I guess let's get started, right? Also, too, we came up with how we're going to go about this greenhouse. The more I thought about it, we're almost at June, and I don't want construction going on at really a prime time of gardening. And he and I had a long talk today, and he's just the greatest guy. So he's going to put in my simple greenhouse, which is behind my garage, and it looks like we'll do it on the side of my garage, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So that I really need, because I've got to have a place for tomatoes and tomatillos and my sweet peppers, and I just have nowhere to put them, and I'm not going to be able to get any kind of tomatoes with the kind of weather that we're having, because we're just not having the warm nights. And you really have to have warm nights to really grow those nice red tomatoes. I mean, it's been a struggle the last couple of years because we weren't getting the heat at night. All right, so let's get started, shall we? So I'm going to turn this around. All right, and I'll just take it step by step. So we brought out our bringing out all our tropical plants, and you can see our ferns are growing in. But this is really coming together here. Ferns, and then I grew some millet just in that brass pot, of course, I found on the side of the road. It looks absolutely beautiful. And of course, old milk can, and or watering can. And then again, just some flowers. First thing I do, if I buy flowers, I always try and buy them from those grocery stores, because they're just the plants are treated so horribly. And so the first thing I do is get them out of those plastic pots. I feed them, give them some worm castings, I give them some nice rich soil, and they just are lovely. So here's the cabbage. And of course we're going to thin things out this weekend. That's Joe's job this weekend, is thinning out all the plants, because everything is growing. This is finally coming together. I can't bear to throw out big huge leaves that come off our plants, so I have a thing of water there, and I always stick them in there. But this is a pennyroyal that really loves water, but this is a very damp pot, and it will do well in that too. So just some coleus, little odds and ends that fell off plants I was planting. This is a new addition. Somebody was getting rid of their raspberry plants, so I got quite a few of them and stuck them in the pots here. They may not look super great right now, but they actually are coming alive in the last day they have, and I've only had them 3 days, so they're going to be just fine. this has really come together. Brought out Bertha, my plant, and we needed help. We had to split her in two. I'll show you where the other half is, and that was a huge job. And that we did that last night at 7:30 at night when Teresa could come over with her landscaping partner Derek and help us with that. You can see the beets coming up there. You can see the carrots. I got to tell you, the Napoli carrots from Territorial are winning those purple carrots from Baker Creek. And Peter told me about these carrots, and he was right. Here is, I'm so excited about this. I just decided, you know, to do something really different than I had been. And, you know, before I had these really ugly wooden boxes. They're growing potatoes that didn't do well. So I thought, well, I'm going to do flowers. So these are all my odds and ends that I find in the garbage. But the way that they came together here is just, I think, fantastic. And we're going to be planting lavender and some other perennial, and we'll do it along the fence there. And that's going to be happening in a couple of weeks. Doesn't that look great? I'm so pleased. And all this color. And I'm telling you, after that winter, I want color. What we got here, I'm just actually getting ready to plant this pot. I'm doing herbs today, but you can see the potatoes are doing well. Sweet potatoes not so well. It's just not warm enough. I may not even grow sweet potatoes next year, but the potatoes, they love those bags. I've got a lot of sweet potatoes here. They're not dying, but they're not thriving. We'll see. You can see here all my vegetables. I haven't even planted. Oh, did I plant here yet? No, I haven't even planted here yet. Put the grate down, but we hadn't planted yet. So that's something from last year. But it looks like it's the blue collared kale that just blew over, the seeds did. But again, we have to get in there and thin it out. This is the two different kinds of arugula. This side is the perennial, which I didn't think was coming back, and it is. And here's the wild rocket arugula. Here is the cabbage, another different kind. It's called D. Toscana, and this was Baker Creek. So, of course, we'll be thinning that out. This is just our taro plant, and he's growing from the plant we had last year. Here is lettuce. That's the Russian lettuce, Russian seeds. We haven't seen the strawberry spinach here, but that does take a minute to seed. But the strawberry spinach in back is almost ready to eat, and that reseeded itself from last year. Here's a giant noble spinach. This is mint. This is sure coming together, isn't it, everybody? As you can see, I have bright yellow flowers back there. I've got a pot hidden back there. It's got onions growing up there. Yeah. Got some pea gravel they'll be putting in. Over here, this is, oh, sorry everybody. Over here, this is coming together, and it's hiding that air conditioner heater. It's a plant we overwinter. So it looks great. And of course that ladder up there I'm going to be putting plants in, and I've got a trumpet vine that's growing up back there. The peas going crazy. I'll be making pea soup and freezing it. And I've got all kinds of vegetables growing back here. Of course, here's the rhubarb, but I've got carrots, and my onions look fantastic. You know, I've got some beets here. Geez, all kinds of stuff. More carrots, leeks. Here come the parsnips. Back in the corner, here come the plum radishes. These are like mustards, lettuces, spinaches. All right, I did something different back here, I told you, and I love it. So I have flowers that are crawling up the fence. They're going to look great in about a month. And I took all those red birdhouses down and dispersed them throughout the garden, and this looks much better, all my little finds. So now I have my little reading nook. And then I'm going to put flowers there, and there's 3 grasses that grow really tall. So this will be like a hidden little corner to sit and read in. These are all my tomato plants that I'm trying to save. All right, my grapevines, which I'm going to be planting in the greenhouse that's going behind the garage. All right, look at this. I picked up from a neighbor these wooden boxes, and I'm growing my herbs in them. Well, some of my herbs. I've got lots of herbs here, which I will finish planting tomorrow. But I'll turn these around every day so that they get an equal amount of sun. I've got written on there what I'm growing: dill, dandelion, peppermint, and this is summer savory down here. Also my tomato that I'm seeding, and of course all my herbs. I freshened up the soil for the strawberries, put some shelves up here, we'll put some more succulents, and I actually took out all the soil where the oregano, that's one of the places I'm growing oregano, and put in new soil and planted new seed from Italy. All right, so here's the deal. This is what he's going to do. He's going to put the greenhouse here. Basically, it's the hard plastic, see-through plastic, and a door on this end, and then so it'll be all tomato plants, and a door going through here and a door on the other end. So the garage will be surrounded by a greenhouse. There's that strawberry spinach. Love that stuff. All right, here comes all my lettuces. Remember, I dehydrate. I don't worry about growing too much. I used my stuff this year. Kale. And I'm going to be making a lot of tabbouleh. Okay. Arugula, wild rocket. Everything's coming up. And that's that. So we're going to build the greenhouse in October. And put in the sliding glass doors then. Pond is really coming alive. Well, let's turn this around. Not bad, huh? So anyways, it just looks so beautiful back here. This is what I crave every year, you know, by March, I'm pining for my garden. I mean, let's look at the view here. I mean, look at this. How can I be happy? How beautiful is this? It's gorgeous. Water. Oh, the front. I'll make another video because it's going to take a minute to just walk through all that. And we're going to be doing native Michigan plants, more of those in front next week. Well, we'll leave you with that, everyone. And the strawberries. What a beautiful day. All right, Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours. May your garden always grow. May you be as happy as I am in the garden, connected to our dear, dear Mother Earth, who loves us unconditionally. Never forget that. Oh, you guys, I want to show you one other thing. Look at the chimney is in from my stove, my wood stove. So it has to be that tall, so, you know, just to keep the roof safe, and we don't want the embers to come down the other chimney into the furnace. So that's why it's that tall. It's a safety thing. Yeah, all done. All right, everyone. Like I said, Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours. May your garden always grow. I am sending you so much love, and yeah. What do I want to say to you? Oh, I know. Thumbs up, everyone. Thumbs up and share my video. Bye.